Hello, everybody out there in social media land. It's the end of a long but sweet day. We are looking at Rosie relaxing at the end of a day. Kicked off my shoes, managed to get home. We had a really sweet day at the Drop-In Center. It was kind of slow, but I bet we served off and on almost 20 people. Um, I just want you to know what a joy and a privilege it is to work with these young people. The day started off with, a young woman coming in who, with her sonogram at 8 months, she's very proud of how much progress she's made. She has a job at a local restaurant. There, she's figuring out where she wants to be. She wants your prayers that she's accepted at a maternity home that she wants to choose, where she can get childcare integrated in with her living situation and continue working and continue, brushing up on school and doing college classes and just bettering her life, so that she'll be ready to leave 2 years later. And, that was really sweet. And then we had a young man come in who's working as a pollster while he's still homeless, and he's got money in his pocket, and we were able to discuss with him, what he wants to do with that money. And he's tired of going just to the clubs, and he actually wants to find a good woman to be a good wife. And we talked about that process and what he wants that to look like. And it was just really fun envisioning his future life with him. Then we had a couple people come in who are living in their car, and it was just really sweet spending that time with them, sharing stories of encouragement and struggles. And then at some point we had a young man come in who's in crisis. He was grumpy, to say the least, and yet we were able to find a way to meet his needs immediately. We weren't able to do everything for him that he would have liked, nor honestly, I know it may sound hard, but I don't want to do everything for him that he asked for. He needs to be ready to do those things hand in hand with someone, and he's not quite there yet, but he will get there. That's the thing. I know he will get there. And he left a little bit in a huff, but I told him, you're welcome to come back anytime we can help. And, I fully expect to see him come back, but who knows? Then we had a sweet short period of time where we just hung out with some people and told some Bible stories and just enjoyed hanging out. And then we got kind of busy towards the end. Lots of people were coming in, and they helped us. They enjoyed making smoothies out of some of our donated food, and we talked about nutrition, and we taught how we made a ham salad for Monday. Cubed up roasted a ham that had been donated and cubed it up and put some mayonnaise in it and some homemade pickles and made homemade relish right there, and added some mustard mayonnaise and some spices and just made that all up. But the point is, it takes a lot of people to care for them. It's not just me, it's not just my staff, it's all the people who are behind us, and we constantly give credit to the people who support our ministry, because it's not that we're so immodest, it's really important to our clients to know that they're loved and supported by so many people, even if they don't get to see them. Then we spent some sweet time with a couple of volunteers today. One is from a church and one is in social work, and they just asked me a whole lot of questions about why we do things the way we do and how is it that it works. And I honestly think it works because we meet some needs right away, but we wait until the person is ready, hand in hand, to work on things with people. And we don't compete with other people. We have a favorite partner for getting IDs. We have a favorite partner for housing. We have a favorite partner for employment, and we don't compete with them. We wait till they're ready, and we refer them there, and we encourage them there. And here's the deal. They come back to us proud and empowered and ready to work on the next thing. And it's just really cool to see that. And it was fun sharing with these two volunteers today who are just starting their learning career, trying to figure out what they want to do in life. It was fun to share with these two volunteers what's going on. And then towards the end of the day, we had lots of people come in and we were talking about their next steps in life because they're looking at big changes in life, moving to different places or some big changes. And it's just really sweet. And I just want to thank all of the supporters who might watch this for making that possible. Today's Amplify Austin Day, and we've had about 25 people, give money today, and some of them are new donors, and so their money will be doubled. I'm actually when I get done with this, I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna set up what we call the After Amplify Party, and I'm gonna set up a donation button on Facebook, and you'll be able to give under those same conditions. If you're a new donor, we'll actually double your money for the next 24 hours, and just invite people to continue giving in what we call the after party of Amplify Austin. But anyway, I just want everybody to know that it is a sweet ministry, and these are awesome people, and we just love working with them. And it's because of supporters and volunteers and in-kind donors and prayer warriors and encouragers that we're able to do it. And on behalf of my staff and myself, I just want to say a huge thank you. It's such a privilege to watch these people grow up and become something that they never imagined was possible. So anyway, very cool. I always try to be social. Trina, thank you so much for watching. Jackie, good to see you from my church. Wes, great to see you. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Come see us anytime. I can try to put the Amplify Austin link here. I'm not sure I'm clever enough with changing context well enough, Trina. It's you go to Amplify, or you go to ilivehereigivehere.org and search for Street Youth Ministry, and that would do it. I have a suspicion if I go find it, I'm going to lose. I don't actually know what it's going to do, but I can try. I'm just not that good with live. Jay, it's good to see you, another person from my church. But what I can say, Trina, if you go to our Street Youth Ministry website, it's like the last 20 posts, because essentially every time someone gave, we mentioned their name, first name, and where they're from, and thanked them and encouraged other people by providing that link. So if you go to our Street Youth Ministry page, you will find nothing but that link. I've sort of blown up the page today. But it's what we do. Some people go, isn't it exhausting to do fundraising? But no, we're really sharing, God's ministry, our ministry that we're privileged to do. We're just sharing it with people, and it's so much fun. The organization is named Street Youth Ministry, Trina. Street Youth Ministry. Facebook.com/Street Youth Ministry will take you right there, and there's a link there. And if honestly, in the after party, the donation matching is the same, and about the overhead fees are about the same between Facebook and I Live Here, I Give Here. So it doesn't really matter whether you give on Facebook or whether you give on I Live Here, I Give Here. It's always fun. Oh, thank you, Trina, for finding it. That's awesome. That's it. Next year we'll work on a better graphic. I didn't realize that the graphic is going to be shared like 25 times every time we post the link on Facebook. So I wish they had a dynamic graphic, or we could hook up a different graphic with that. Perhaps we could if I was better at social media, but maybe next year somebody will run that for me. Anyway, it's just a real privilege, and I just, am always grateful. Hey, Rosie, say hi to everybody out in TV land. Yeah, Wes, you're right. We never shoo people away. If people won't be safe, we actually close the drop-in for everyone, and we start fresh the next day. But I told everybody today, we had somebody difficult come in, and some of them were like, you really shouldn't let him come in. And I'm like, I get that, but We're here for people on their very worst days. And you know what? We're glad they came, because if they don't come, something worse could happen. And even if it's trouble, or even if it's difficult, or frankly, even if it results in us having to shut down for the day and start again tomorrow, I still want them to come. We're here for people on their very worst day, and hopefully we can make that day better. But even if we can't, we're still here for them on their very worst day. And that's just who we're called to be. So, yeah, and Bam, thank you. You know, we try to be there for people on their worst day, and it's really hard sometimes, and yet it's rewarding. But the real payoff is for someone like you, Bam, when you come back on some of your better days, you know, to be an inspiration for other people. You know, you're housed, you're working, you're sober, you found Christ and found faith, and it means something to you. And maybe people don't know that's what they want, or maybe they know that's exactly what they want, but it's an inspiration to see how many people have sat in that space, have sat in our facilities, sat in our events on their worst days and never imagined it could get better, but it does. All right, Mr. Weston, I'll see you later. Glad you caught the video, and I'm going to let everybody else go too. I just feel like I'm yammering on. If you got any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll hang on for just a second, but yeah, Justin, Bam, that's the way it usually is. We don't know we want things. Here's the catch. God has a plan for us, and it's a good plan. And we grow into that plan. And I think we're made with that desire in our hearts, but circumstances sometimes beat it out of us. But we rediscover it. I think to some degree that's what we're in the business of doing, is helping people reconnect with God. A lot of people worry about us being in the faith-based business, and we could not do the job we do without being faith active, because it's a hard job, and we need the power of God on our side, and we need the power of God with us, and the inspiration of God and the encouragement of God. But we don't beat belief of Christianity in anyone. I mean, and the clients who are on the video can attest to that. What we do is we help them reconnect with God. I can't tell you how many atheists have walked in saying, I don't believe in God, get out of my way, and that's fine with us. We're like, all right, fine, come in, you're welcome. But when we go to prayer time, they will find themselves expressing themselves to something. And I believe that something is God. And it's really cool. Yeah, Sylvia, that's a dangerous statement. God doesn't give you something you can't handle. I actually think I'm going to rephrase that. God does give us things we can't handle every day, but he never gives us something that he and we together can't handle. I think God gives us more than we can handle many times if we try to do it alone. But I totally know what you mean, and I totally know what you mean. But I myself have been given things I could not have handled without him, and I see things given to people that I just cannot imagine how they can handle without him. But together, he and you can handle anything that he gives. It's a cool thing. Anyway, I'm going to sign off and set up the after-hour party on Facebook. If people want to give after a long day and miss the Amplify Austin deadline, it's no big deal. We'll set up our Facebook buttons to give. Our webpage gives. We take checks. But God has and will and has, he always has provided for us. He is providing for us. He will continue to provide for us. But here's the deal. It actually comes from individuals. We are not some big government program. We are not supported by some city program. We are supported by small donors who give on average under $1,000 a year. The average is well under $1,000 a year. We're like every big organization. We have some big donors, and they make a big difference, but we are here because there are little people who want who want us to be here and want to be part of this, and it really matters. Trina, I saw a message from you, but I'm not sure what. I don't know if you're still on. Trina asked, how is the donation being matched? And new donor money is being matched by another one of our donors. It's just a private offer to double new donors, because this donor understands that as an expanding ministry, it's very important that we find new donors, whether they're large or small. It's very important that we find new supporters and not just keep asking the existing supporters to give more. Those who have affluence, we are asking to give more, but we realize that small people work hard for their money. I mean, and I say small, sorry, I don't mean that. People work hard for their money, and it is a privilege that they would share some portion of it with us to help homeless young people. And so anyway, it's very important that we keep inviting new people into the ministry to support us, whether it be by volunteer or giving in kind or just taking an interest in our clients, reading about us. If you don't get our newsletter and you're watching this, you should go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. We send you one email 4 times a year, and it is a fantastic education into the life of a homeless young adult. It's very cool. So I'm going to sign off now, and unless anybody has any other questions. I love you all for watching now and after we post this, and for helping with the ministry in whatever way you do, and continue to invite everyone who watches this to come into this ministry of these hidden young adults. They are awesome people now. They turn into even more awesome people, and you will be blessed beyond measure, beyond your wildest imaginations, by getting to know these folks and examining the challenge that they represent in our society and in possibly to your life. Understanding them can be a real challenge, but it's a growth experience if you'll rise to the challenge. Anyway, have a beautiful weekend, everybody, and see you later. Bye.